Mr. Luke Gasiorowski, please go on podium and say some words about your project, about your activity, and how we can cooperate in this all together.
Thank you very much for having me here, and co-chairman Commander Kuldipak. Very nice to meet you, sir, and thank you for all that you are doing here. And co-chairman Grigory Pelban, also amazing work in putting all this together, and very privileged to be part of this. And of course, Chairman Andrei Gasiorowski, always happy to work with my father and expand on what he has started. My name is Luke Gasiorowski. I'm the president of Helping Hand Coalition. We are a humanitarian organization in Israel helping Holocaust survivors and other populations living in poverty who need help. I'm also a board member of the Helping Hand Coalition Global Forum, which is basically an international diplomacy and interfaith dialogue organization that doesn't just work in Israel, but worldwide. And I'm the president of Media Network Intelligence. It's a regional media production company and showbiz productions, which is how all these projects are connected through these three different organizations. And I'm also responsible for the Book of Life project, which is the media productions between Helping Hand Global Forum and the State of the Vatican. And as my father so eloquently shared the history of how this started, I was also part of the wonderful delegation and meeting to meet the Pope at the Vatican last year, who gave his blessing for this amazing project, which is the memories to share the people who risked their lives to save Jewish lives. And it is said that it took 7 people to risk their lives in order to save one Jewish person, because when they risked their life, it wasn't just their own life that they risked. They risked their wife, their children, the neighbors, because everybody was an accomplice in what was taking place. And so it's amazing that we received the blessing from the Pope to do this. And the project will be a museum at the Vatican where millions of people physically will be showing up each year, and to hear these stories and to understand their connection to the Jewish people and to the state of Israel today. But as my father said, we also want to prepare this in such a way where it will be for the new generations, because the Holocaust survivors and the World War II veterans who are still with us here today, they are passing away. 5-10 years from now, they will not be here. And my children and their children will have to be engaged in a very interesting way in order for these stories to continue being told. And so that 10, 20, 30, 50 years down the road, we don't have another crazy person coming out saying the Holocaust never took place and everything that happened in World War II did not take place. And as such, we are talking with different technology companies in Israel and abroad to create these stories and to translate them to the VR world. As we all know, in Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg is huge right now in developing what they call the metaverse. And there are different companies right now starting these different VR virtual reality worlds. It seems like things are moving towards there where even people buy real estate for future billboards and whatnot in these metaverses. And so we are trying to create a pilot where we can take 12 stories from these heroes who saved Jewish lives and create them in this virtual world. And as such, this takes me to our first need, which we have, which would be partners in India and the United Arab Emirates and other countries for any technologies, companies, and partnerships in creating this VR content and creating this technology. The second subject I wanted to quickly talk about is in the film industry. As our organization and group of people, we have been very involved in different media productions, including a documentary series on the Discovery Channel in Europe and various European TV channels, including working with Oscar-nominated directors. And some of these TV shows and films included things that happened to the Jewish people over the past 50 years, including Operation Bridge, which was the largest exodus of Jews from the former Soviet Union into Israel, which my father never mentioned, but his organization, when I was still a little boy, was part of helping hundreds of thousands of Jews to make aliyah, because when communism collapsed, it wasn't like today you just go online and you book your ticket to Israel or India or wherever else. It was a military operation with different secret agencies, including the Mossad in Israel, including the security forces in Poland. And then my father was blessed enough to be able to be the glue to sort of make that happen. And so we have done many media productions, movies and TV shows about that. And we would like to pursue TV shows and movie productions also about the Book of Life project for the Vatican. Because as Andre mentioned, there are many people in India who saved Polish souls and Jewish souls during the Holocaust and during the war. And we don't have much content about that. So our second need would be to connect with Indian film industry producers and productions, such as Mr. Sandeep Marwa, in order to produce such movies, videos, and contents, which would be beneficial for both the Indian people and the people of Israel, and basically everybody worldwide. And the final aspect I want to touch base on is show business. Our company, Media Network Intelligence, and the group founders for the past 34 years have been part of massive mega events. Some of those events included 3.5 million people in attendance. I don't know for India if that's a lot of people, but for Europe and for the United States, those are huge numbers, including 750 million people at-home TV audience in 180 countries, working with artists such as Michael Jackson, Bob Dylan, Elton John, and the list goes on. Pink Floyd and Roger Waters. Roger Waters is not the biggest fan of Israel today, but nevertheless, in the past, he was a very big star. And this is some of the things that were done before my time with our company. And the vision for the near future is to continue doing these mega events live and through VR, but also to collaborate with companies from India and from the United Arab Emirates to create showbiz, concerts and events and films to bring our nations and our people together through culture, and through simply one future, through one people or many people coming together to celebrate being free, being able to just come together. All these boundaries are coming down right now. For the first time in ever, I as an Israeli can go right now to Abu Dhabi and to Dubai and simply just to grow stronger together.